right. Here's episode, I don't know what number it is, but let's just talk. Every single Tuesday, we're here. We have a special guest with us, Mr. Joseph.
Yay!
What's up, man?
Yeah, he is a self-proclaimed friend of ours.
Thank you, Empty Tomb.
Empty Tomb.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Are you in your car? So he gave $5 to the internet, man. What a blessing.
That's
what
right.
a blessing. Thank you, brother.
Erkin Chicano, what's happening, man?
There's Cholo Trucker.
Tapped in.
Tapped in, man.
Man. Hey, he won that belt, man. Did I tell you?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
you didn't.
A couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Beat up a couple dudes all in the ring.
Yep.
He came up the other day.
Cholo Trucker?
Yeah, we were Sunday night. We were eating, and the news was in the background, and we seen a bunch of women activists.
Yeah.
They swam from Alcatraz to the shore to what was it, to promote awareness to.
Oh, can't hear your mic.
Students.
Sorry.
Again.
Go start over. I had it muted. Sorry.
Cholo Trucker came up in conversation the other night. It was Sunday. We were eating, and the news was in the background. And there was some women activists that had swam from Alcatraz to the beach.
Yeah.
And they were just like not tired at all. And it was like Cholo Trucker did this, and I seen a video, and he was pretty exhausted, and he's
Yeah.
a pretty athletic dude.
I thought a shark ate him.
Is that what happened?
He took a while because people were landing, and I'm just like, man, this dude, some shark out here got some Mexican food right now. Like, he wasn't showing up, and then boom, he came out. So that was tight.
Yeah, these women were trying to raise awareness for immigrant students.
Oh,
And
yeah?
that was their goal.
Oh.
So they swam.
They swam from Alcatraz to the beach.
That's kind of racist.
That is
It
racist.
is.
Like swimming the Rio Grande,
Yeah.
right?
That's kind of racist.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. After when they got out of the water, was their back sweat?
Wow. Like, I should have had that sound.
Like really? Like really, dude?
What
It's
point
like-
are you trying to make here?
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm
man.
putting on here so I can see the
Blue
comments.
hair gives you willingness. That's right. That's right.
What is that?
Oh. My Bluetooth was on.
What are you connected to?
Remember I connected it so people can call in?
Yeah.
So it started anything that plays audio out of my phone, it played it into the system.
Oh.
That was weird.
So was it a bunch of Karens?
They weren't hefty girls for sure, but it was a bunch of women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Butch.
Okay.
I'm a man.
I'm a boy. I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy.
Okay, positivity doesn't sell. Hello, Mickey. Hello. American Chicano, we already gave him a shout out. Ray Velasquez. Who else we got? Felipe.
He says Joseph used to be my coach.
Sorry, Mickey.
Why? What happened?
Because he played on the other team the other day.
Yeah, remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somebody sent a text. How was the game last night? I was like, oh, we won 20-3.
Yeah,
Whooped
you
the
did.
other team. Forgot to mention I played for the other team.
Yeah.
You see when he went up to bat, somebody yelled out, send him back to Stockton?
No.
Oh, man.
Dude, I was with Ezra. He was
Missed it.
Yeah. riding his three-wheeler out,
I was like, call the park ranger, get
chasing
this
every
guy out of
kid
here.
he could.
All right, guys. We got like 50 different points we
Yeah.
want to get through, so I'm not sure what we're doing right now. We have all kind but you want to just kind of give a quick rundown of what we're going to be talking about today?
Yeah, I'm going to talk like an auctioneer.
Yes.
Want to just run through them?
Yeah.
Let them be
Well,
surprised as we go through it?
Nah, we like to let them know. That way it keeps them on the hook.
All right.
on the hook. No, in no particular order. We're going to talk about Starbucks. 400 locations closed down. Bunch in California. Bunch of blue-haired people freaking out. We're going to talk about the persecution in Nigeria. We're also going to talk about Ilhan Omar. We're just going to rag on her for a minute. That's just good health for the day. Mormon church shooting. And also the passing of a very well-known pastor, Voddie Bachman. If you don't know who he is, I would suggest you listen to him this week.
Yeah.
Huge blessing.
Yeah.
YouTube settlement with Trump and where that earmarked money is going.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that as well. Also, Gavin Newsom and his new attempt for a bill because he is in support of free speech. That's his biggest concern. Comey indicted. See where that goes.
Yeah.
And the letter of Charlie Kirk released out to the public to Netanyahu, and the Abraham Accords. And according, that's what I'm told, that's how it's pronounced by Uncle Trump. And we're going to go ahead and go through. But we wanted to go ahead and get started with Pastor Voddie Bachman. So, David?
Well, Voddie, I'll say this, is that he was a teacher. He didn't like to be a pastor.
Yeah.
He wasn't necessarily consider himself a pastor. He was an amazing teacher. My thing is this, clearly, guys, he was a cessationist, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cessationist, Baptist. He almost became the president of the Baptist and whatnot. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, I was reading the comments. I apologize.
And but he passed away during surgery, an emergency surgery, something with his heart.
Yeah,
right?
Emergency medical incident is what this is saying. Go ahead.
No, that's it. I mean, you don't know who it is?
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, I definitely know who Voddie is, man. Voddie is very sad for the family. Am I on? Very sad for the family. Prayers go out. Like Angel said, if you have never heard anything from Voddie, I don't know how long he's been doing what he's been doing, but I'm a latecomer, as I've explained before, to a lot of these men. But very, very blessed that he crossed my path and I got to listen to a lot of what
teaching.
I mean,
solid.
Phenomenal. Straight to the point, no sugarcoat, no watered down, nothing, man. He gave it straight to the point, and that's how it was. I was just watching something that he was saying about, he was taking like a Q&A, and somebody asked about Joyce Meyer, and it was just a sound teaching, and he said no. And then he went right into the explaining why and went into the prosperity gospel and so on and blah. And that's just a snippet. But to get some knowledge, some food of the word, I mean, that was Voddie. I learned quite a bit from Voddie. And if you haven't heard of him, like Angel said, highly, highly recommend that you listen to at least 2 sermons this week, and you'll see why we're talking about him.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah, I've listened to Voddie for a while. I like his stuff. It's very, a lot of different things. He is a cessationist. I didn't hear his remarks on. Oh my gosh, you just said her name.
Joyce Meyer.
Joyce Myers. I like Joyce Myers. I would probably disagree with his position, and also his take on cessationist to me was just the typical. It was weak on that area. But as far as a lot of his masculinity positions, I liked his teaching on Christ, gospel.
Very clear.
Very clear. I really, really enjoyed listening to him in that respects. And I just through the years, even some of his books were really good. I know he wrote a book that caught a lot of flack against, as far as Black Lives Matter and all of that. It was a really, really good book, caught a lot of flack for that. But he stood his position.
Yeah,
yes, he did.
And so I think he left the United States and he was in Africa.
Yeah, I didn't know that until he died.
An educator who had served as Dean of Theology in African Christian University in Zimbabwe.
He preferred to be in Zimbabwe instead of United States. So that's what makes me ask, did he die in an African hospital?
Yeah, that's why when you sent that, that's why I asked in America or Africa.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't know what happened. I know that there was a video that went out of his last recording that he recorded of himself prior to the surgery.
Yeah.
I wanted to watch it last night. I didn't get a chance to. But yeah.
I mean, we don't want to stay too long on it, but condolences to his family, to the loved ones, to his congregation, to people that followed him, and man. I did want to say real quick before I forget, I saw somebody had posted something, and Felipe was right on it. But I want to say this, not necessarily to the person that posted it, but just a blanket statement, man, is that when you were talking about the things happening in Nigeria, I think, did you say Muslim terrorists? Or anything like that? Because the fact is I was hearing the other day, and it was a person that was Muslim and became a Christian. and he said, not every Muslim is a terrorist, but every terrorist is a Muslim.
Yeah.
Now, the far left is now changing that because they're becoming terrorists themselves.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean, for the most part, you know, that's who went into 9/11. That's who is killing Christians in Africa. That's who, you know what I mean? So it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. No, I didn't bring that up with the Nigerian persecution, but the Muslim extremists did say they did it in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So
Boko Haram.
yeah, if they said they did it, then that's who they were. But no,
Yeah.
I didn't mention that at
Yeah.
all as far as with it.
Sheila Skaggs, how you doing? Bread of Life. God bless you. And but yeah, man. So yeah, shout out to Voddie. What's the next thing we're talking about?
Well, we can go. Why don't we just stay on the Nigerian
Okay.
topic?
So I wanted to say this. Let me start it off. Is that for months now, we've been talking about the massacres in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like 3 times now. We've been mentioning it over the months. And it seems like nobody else is talking about it. But what's his name? The leftist guy? He's always smoking weed on his show?
Rogan?
No, Rogan's... No.
I don't know.
Bill
PBD
Maher?
showed him. Yeah, Bill Maher.
Bill Maher?
Oh, Bill. Okay. Yeah.
Bill,
yeah.
yeah, whatever his name is.
Maher. Yeah. Bill Maher.
Yeah. He brought it up 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not even a Christian. This is genocide. They are systematically murdering Christians. You know, thousands of them. Like 7,000 were murdered just this last year. And 2 million have been displaced. And he's just saying all these numbers, you know, and he's like, if why media is not talking about this? He goes, if you don't know about this, then your connections suck. You know, like,
Yeah.
and this is a non-Christian saying that. You know, and the fact is that, and then PBD talked about it. And he just like, why is nobody talking about it? I'm like, whoa, bro, we've been talking about it. We've been talking about it, you know, and I don't know, just they say it's the worst place in the world right now for Christians.
And that's something we heard about a year and a half ago from, I believe it was Pastor Thomas.
Yeah.
At the conference, he had just lost the head of his security to a Muslim. It's not something that's like just now starting to happen. It's been happening. And
Did you guys see the video that they have out there at the end of their church service?
Yeah. Well, they're out there anyways.
And they will. Well, no, it's no. At the end of their church service, they're coming out, and the Muslim extremists come over, and they're gunning them down.
Yeah, you can hear them popping off.
And you can see the people running out of the church.
Yeah.
is that the one where they carried the cross out and the woman recording is laughing?
No,
that's
I
their
didn't see
No, I
that
haven't
one.
seen that one.
That's another one.
I did see the one where they burnt the church down.
Yeah.
And then they I think it was a Catholic church. They burnt their church down, but the members of the church and the leadership still went to meet, and they were praying,
Holding hands.
holding hands and praying. And it's like, yeah, you know, I've done work with Muslims. I've done work with business owners. I do work with business owners that are Muslim, and many of them that I have come across are very kind,
Yeah.
very kind, very respectful, very polite. They know I'm a Christian. They're Muslim. I don't have an issue with that. They're, you know, we've had great conversations. One of them recently actually was in Israel. You know, and it's interesting how he can go in Israel and out and it not be an issue. You know, and he told me that. And so I there, to me, like you were saying, not every terrorist, or
No, not every
Muslim's a terrorist. But it is interesting that every terrorist is a Muslim.
Well, that's interesting because the guy that I heard, he was Muslim. He's Christian now, and he's the one that said that. You know, but he said not every Muslim's a terrorist, but every terrorist is an Islamist.
Yeah.
So he separated the two, which I'm fine because KKK claims they're Christian.
That's a better way to say it. Yeah.
KKK claims to be Christian,
Yeah.
but how can you be Christian out of hate? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't mind that because that makes, to me, that clarifies things.
That makes sense.
You know, but I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, I got no problem with it either, man. I mean, this is, you know, one of the things is like, you want to play your games, right? So when you talk statistics, okay? So all jokes aside, statistics are the big thing in sports right now, right? Oh, this person is the best player because of his statistics, right? But when you play their game, they get offended. They get upset. 51% of the crime is done by a certain population of people. That is only 13% of the United States. You get what I'm saying? Of crime. Yeah. And when you throw those numbers out at them, they're offended. So when you use these kind of numbers to them, they obviously get offended. And that's what it is. So when you're calling out a Muslim, going by their rules of statistics, they are offended. Why? Because it's true. I've said this many a times. My theory in truth is nobody likes it. Why? Because it's only true to you. That's why you're offended. If it's not true to you, then you're not offended. You're just like, oh yeah, that's right. And you just keep on moving on. You give a message. Me and Angel are both in there. Angel's offended. Why? Because it's true to him of what you said, not for me. I've either lived it already or I haven't gotten there yet to understand. But in your life, at that moment, it's true. That's why they're offended.
Yeah.
And that's how I look at it. We're calling out Muslims. Hey, bro, you're the ones that are doing it. You know what I mean? And that's just what goes on. Like, don't get mad at me. Get mad at your people. You know what I mean? Like, that's exactly what it is. And if nobody's saying it, I mean, that's your fault. So I got this right here. It says, while Christians used to be vulnerable only in Muslim majority northern states, this violence continues to spread in the middle belt, even further south. The attacks are shockingly brutal. Many believers are killed, particularly men, while women are kidnapped and targeted for sexual violence. More believers are killed for the faith in Nigeria than anywhere else in the world. The militants also destroy homes, churches, livelihoods. More than 16.2 million Christians in Africa, including high numbers from Nigeria, have been driven from their homes by violence and conflict. Millions now live in displacement camps. That's what you had already said. Christians living in North Nigerian states under Sharia Islamic law can also face discrimination and oppression as second-class citizens. Converts from Islam often experience rejection from their own families and pressure to renounce their new faith. They often have to flee their homes for fear of being killed.
Yeah.
And 16.2 million is what this article is saying about Christians being killed and being kidnapped.
Over what period of time?
It doesn't really give me a time on this one right here.
Since the 90s, 18,000 churches have been burned in Nigeria.
There was another one.
18,000.
Where's the protests?
Exactly.
Where's, I seen.
Doesn't make news.
I think it was in North Carolina the other day. I think I sent it to I forgot Justin wasn't going to be here, but I'd sent a short video. One of the college campuses maybe 2 days ago, they had a rally and they pulled down the American flag and pulled up a Palestinian flag on college campus. And
here?
North Carolina. No, not California, North Carolina.
No, I mean
in the States, yeah. And it's like,
wow,
dude, what's wrong with you people?
Yeah, what's wrong with you people?
And I'm not saying that. Listen, people can have an opinion on whatever they want on Gaza. We'll talk more about that when we get the Abraham Accords, and all of that. But at the same time, it's just like, I don't know what else to say, but what's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Oh man, you made a point. I was gonna.
About this or about
something you said earlier? Now
about calling them out, their statistics.
I don't remember right now. It'll come back to me.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
But it's a good point that you made, and I wanted to.
Oh, thank you.
Double down on it.
I thought we were going to debate.
No.
I'm kind of in the same position. Like, where's the outrage? Why is there only outrage on specific things? Like, because it's a Christian, there's no outrage. A lot of times Christians get heat because of what happened to the Native Americans. Christianity was forced upon them through this. Well, like you said earlier, if a person is claiming to be a Christian but he's out murdering people, that's not a Christian.
That's not a Christian.
It's not a Christian.
Yeah.
And just because it's Christians now being slaughtered and you have that opinion with what happened with the Native Americans, so now you can't side with Christians being murdered at high rates?
Even like the Crusades.
They say 35 are murdered a day in Nigeria. That means in a week, this church would be wiped out.
Yeah.
35 a day, man.
But no, and I think it is important. We're talking about is making that distinction between Muslims and extremists. You know, and as Christians, we need to be careful also how we address that too, because we don't want, you know, we've been all over the social media and everything. You know, we're especially the Charlie Kirk bubbled up, and we're really hitting on. You know, they're calling, you know, MAGA or Trump or whatever Nazis and fascists and all this stuff. We also need to be careful to make sure that we don't stir the wrong crowds towards a group of people that many of them are not thinking that way. Yeah, you know.
But, you know, man, maybe I shouldn't ask this, but I'm going to ask it anyway. This is an honest question that I have. And I would probably have to ask a Muslim that would be completely honest. Is this. Let me first do the Christian side. If somebody that goes to a let's say they still party, they still do stuff, they go to a compromised church, they go just have this happy time.
Talking about a Christian?
Yeah, Christian.
Oh, okay.
Let's say they go to Joel Osteen's church, right? I mean, everything's all great, everything's good. They still kind of live their old life a little bit, you know, and
Good old Joel.
And they would say, I'm a Christian. And then you have a church that is, I mean, they believe in the baptism of the Holy Ghost. They're out evangelizing. They're living the life. They have changed their life, transformed them, you know, and they're both saying, we're the real Christian. They're extreme. Those are holy rollers. And then, you know what I mean, vice versa.
Yeah.
So my question is this. The Muslims that are peaceful, are those the compromised Muslims? Because if
I
you
get what you're
really
saying, yeah.
follow the Quran,
Yeah.
then is it going to bring you to a place of peace, or is it going to bring you to a place where you kill the infidel? And it's an honest question, because I want to know, because you have the Muslims that have assimilated in this country. They love being in America.
Yeah.
And they consider themselves Muslims, right? That's great. That's awesome. But my question is, in the eyes of Islam, are they compromised? Do you understand my question?
I do. What popped in my mind is what we were talking about earlier.
You guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Voddie.
Yeah.
Would we say? Could we say that he was a Christian? I'll use this word, extremist. Was he hardcore?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. If you went, let's say some Pentecostal pastor, whatever, would you say he's extreme? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just two different extremes, and the outcomes are different. But yet it's still a peaceful type of understanding. But I wonder if that's kind of the same thing. In other words, there are two different extremes, but the outcome at the end is just leading to a different means.
See, here's the thing: the deeper you're extreme in Christ, okay. Let's say you're 4 steps away from extreme. So you're a peaceful guy, this and that, whatever. But if somebody cuts you off on the road, you're going to cuss them out. Then you go a little more extreme. The next guy is going to say, you know, man, I'm not going to cuss you out. Man, I'm going to pray for that guy. That guy's angry. But somebody comes along and tries to start a fight with him, and he punches him at work. But then another guy even closer says, he's not going to cuss the guy out on the freeway. He's not going to even punch back the guy. You see what I mean? So what I'm saying is, the more levels of extreme you get closer to Christ, the less violent you're going to be. Because ultimately it comes down to, Lord, forgive them because they don't know what they're doing. To the extreme of Christianity. So my question is, what's the extreme of Islam?
Let's take what you just said.
Yes.
Okay, now I don't know the Quran like a lot of people do. But in some of the parts that I've already read,
Yes.
the closer you become to Allah, right, the more violent you become.
That's my question.
Because
And it's an honest question.
Because
Yeah.
in the Quran it says about who you take out is how you receive, right? Now, obviously, there's way much more breakdown to all of that, and we're not going to spend all that time.
We're just
here.
guys talking, so.
Right? We're not going to spend all that time on that. So, anyways, but the closer you get to Allah, the more violent you become, because that's your calling.
And what happens the closer you get to Jesus?
The more you step away from the violence, the more
Right.
you learn to turn your cheek, the more you learn to forgive, the more you learn to accept that these are people I need to love.
What did we
because
see
they're my
America do
enemy.
with Charlie Kirk? Did we burn down
Well,
cities?
that's exactly what it is. See, but that's the whole point of all of this. So you're saying about the ones that are the compromised. No, those are the ones who haven't been called yet. If they were to be called, they're either taken out by their own, or they go and commit for Allah what needs to be done.
Yeah, because another thing that we've got to talk about is in Nigeria, Muslims are being murdered too.
Absolutely.
That
It
they
said
feel
that.
are being compromised.
It said that because why? Because they don't want to go and do what they're telling them to
Yeah.
do.
So
don't
they're
wanna-
killing Muslims too for being
Yeah,
compromised.
You're saying no.
Yeah.
So if you say no to Jesus, you only got one to worry about in all reality, and that's God Almighty Himself.
Yeah.
He literally says that. Hey, you know what? There's a place
Yeah.
for you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's my outtake. That's all I gotta say about that.
Joseph, anything?
I was just looking, trying to find something that, because I have heard that, I never read the Quran myself, so this is just what I've heard.
me either.
Is that it does say somewhere in there along the lines of in the last days that you were to kill, I don't know if it says Christians specifically, but from what I
Infidels
hear-
and-
yeah.
Yeah.
And so the context of that, I don't know, but I could like look up right now. It says kill them wherever you come upon them. What's the context of that? I don't know,
On site.
but it's
That's on site.
100% saying to kill. That's the Quran.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and
But I wonder, and so here would be the theological argument.
100.
Because you got the New Testament or Old Testament, and if when I read the New Testament, I find it very militant. I do.
Absolutely.
Because it is the vocabulary, the
behavior,
the
everything.
behavior, the depiction. It's very militant and it's very legal. When I say legal, I mean like as far as righteousness, justification. Those terms are very judicial. They're very legal. But if you read the New Testament and you take the teachings of Jesus, it is really a hard stretch to move that into militancy.
Yeah.
Even though the verbiage is militant. It's hard to move that in there. How do you work that together all in all? But when you do take Islam, I have read parts of it. I'm not a scholar in Islamic literature or anything like that. But there is a much easier attachment to militancy.
Yeah.
But there is, I know Felipe, talked about different. There is different factions, and that is true.
Yeah. Just like there's different denominations.
Exactly. So I would like to know, how do they wrestle with those militant or militancy texts, and how do they define that?
Yeah.
For those groups that don't view it that way, because there are groups that do.
It's just like anything else, though, Angel. I'd have to say it's just who's teaching you.
it's like
But
a
that's what I'm saying. I would like to know how they do that.
Yeah.
Like
Who's
what is their
teaching
thought
it?
process?
It's like a Democrat versus a leftist.
Yeah.
One is way more extreme than the
Yeah.
other.
Or a Pentecostal and a cessationist. Because there comes a point, or somebody that believes the rapture, somebody that's amillennial, premillennial, and it's like you get to a point where you all agree, and then there's that fork
And
in
the
the road.
division.
So
Yeah.
so something Felipe is saying made me think of something. So then, is one compromise and one is real, or do we add a third section? Or are they a cult?
Which one?
The extreme terrorists. The reason I say that is because look at David Koresh. Took Christianity, perverted and twisted it and turned to something else. Look at Jim Jones. Took Christianity, perverted it, made it into something else. I don't know.
I mean, the whole.
How do you get past some of the scriptures that are in the Quran, though, right? That's what you're
I'm
saying.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Because anything I'm gonna say is just gonna lead us into something, and I'll leave it alone.
You know who's good to watch for this stuff? David Wood. You know who
David
that
Wood is very good.
Yeah.
This kid, God Logic. I'm telling you, man, he's a really
Oh,
good
yeah.
one. God Logic is a really good
Yeah,
one.
that guy's
He studies the Quran.
God Logic.
God Logic off of TikTok.
I don't know who
You don't know David Wood? Oh.
I've
Never heard of
I've been saying for years, so I'll say it on here, man, and I'm unashamed to say it. I've been looking for a Quran, and I want a Quran from a Muslim. I want one from a Muslim. Like, I want who has converted over to Christianity. I want that Quran because I want to learn. I want to know. So it's just like we've said before, Angel. It's not gonna do anything. I'm armored up. I'm ready to go. I'm saved by the Almighty, bro. I want to learn. So when I'm able to have these conversations with these people, I'm prepared.
It's not just hearsay.
It's
not just hearsay.
Yeah,
You
it's
read it
just
for
like
yourself.
Jehovah's Witnesses. You need to be prepared when you're talking to these people. But anyways, I'm sorry.
Well, just kind of like I
didn't
know
mean to say
Joseph has wanted to learn more on how to do rebuttals with Hebrew Israelites. Mm-hmm. So in the same way, you want to read
to
it
Angel.
in a sense to do that. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important. But David Wood is that for Islam. If you
Okay.
check his channel out.
David
Yeah.
Wood. I'll have to check it
Yes,
out.
man.
Oh,
Any of you guys watch David Wood? Is it Wood or Woods? I think it's David Wood. Great channel, man.
But just
this
before
guy like has some Quran memorized.
okay.
Yeah,
I'll have to check him out.
he'll just drop stuff crazy.
Is that the
Apologist.
Black Street preacher?
No, he's a white dude.
He's a
No, he's
white-
not a street preacher.
There's one.
He'd probably
David
get
Lynn.
murdered
I
if
think
he-
I'm.
But
I think I'm
the
talking
point
about.
that I was going to
Yeah.
bring up earlier that Tino brought up was,
You can look him up.
Christians call Christians out. And I'm just saying this to those that if there's anybody that comes across and you are a Muslim, you are Islamist, call your own people out. We try to do that amongst our own community as well.
Yeah.
If I've sat there in college courses, especially when you're studying, world history or U.S. history, and they're talking about, as far as the tragedies that took place in the Americas, or they're talking
Yeah.
about the Crusades, and I've told them they're not Christian. I understand they might have a cross on their on
Who's
their
this?
chest, like through the Crusades, or
Oh, yeah.
like in college campuses, where I've taken world history courses or whatever, and I've said openly, they're not Christians. They're not one of us.
Yeah.
They do not adhere to the teachings of Christianity.
No.
What they believed and what they taught was something absolutely completely different. And so for Christians to check other Christians and as a Christian community, that we speak up and we learn how to speak up better and more coherent. And I would say if that is, and I would probably imagine that what we're saying is within the Islamic community.
Yeah.
That's then to speak up and make that delineation so that they can, like what they're saying, draw those lines. Hey, we're not them.
Yeah.
And to be able to defend their faith, whatever, because I don't know. I think to me they're different sects or different belief systems within there, same thing like us.
Yeah.
And I think right now, one of the things that we've all agreed to in today's culture is the feminine Christianity.
Yeah.
And so let's call that out. Let's call it what it is. And let's call that to the carpet, because we need to call truth to it with, and to be able to draw these lines.
Yeah.
And so I think, maybe it is happening in the Islamic community.
Yeah,
That I don't know.
To me, though, anytime a Christian group, church, ministry leads to violence, like blatant violence, you have ceased to be Christian at that
Yeah.
point. You are an imposter, and you have been disqualified. In prison, here's the thing: in prison, there's a lot of people that say they're Christian in prison, but the moment some jumps off or a riot or whatever, they're stabbing people up. And in their mind, they're like, well, this is the world here. This is what it is. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. No, it ain't. Well, what do you mean? What am I supposed to do? Go against the grain? Then I'm going to get stabbed. Well, what did Jesus do? He died for you.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that you're abiding by the rules of this world and the rules of God. I'm sorry. One disqualifies the other. One cancels out the other. You can't be a Christian one day and giving a Bible study to Asian guys and black guys, and then it jumps off and now you're stabbing them? Because who? Because what?
Yeah.
You cease to be. You are not a Christian, dude. You're an imposter. And that's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Same thing. So
Yeah, I think we need to check we need to check our own community.
yeah.
I mean, who was James talking to? He wasn't talking to new believers.
No.
When Paul was in Corinth, he wasn't really talking to too much new believers. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, man. I believe Paul said that we have to judge other Christians.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
judgment begins in the house of God. Scripture says. So.
Yeah, Scripture
Yeah.
says that, man.
I judging the world, God will do that.
Absolutely.
Judge within the church, that is my
I sit with
responsibility
the world.
to do.
I sit with the world. I judge
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, judging the church, that is as Christians and as believers.
I sit
Yeah.
with the world and I judge you. That's the simplest way for me to put it.
Yeah, and just real quick, like what you're saying in the Corinthian church with the young man that was sleeping with his father's wife. Paul didn't say, "Hey, pastor, correct him." He said, "Church, kick him out."
Yeah.
He told the believers to do that. He never left that to one
Disqualify
person
him.
to do that. Exactly. Kick him out. Why? Because he is claiming he's one of us, and he's not. So going off of his claim, and that's one of the things just addressed to people that say, "Well, how do you determine?" If you say you are one of us, I'm going to hold you to that.
Eek.
So you open your mouth and you say you're one of us. I don't know your heart and your intentions. I
Yeah.
can only know your life, and I'm going to hold you to that.
No, I
Our
don't.
poetic, man. Thank you
Okay,
very much for that, man. We
Yeah,
appreciate
thank you.
it.
Our
Thank you.
poetic. We're gonna get down. I'm gonna get down to Big Mac's question, but let me do a couple before. Vocab Malone would be a good one to watch, Joseph.
Vocab
You know who that
Malone
is?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's really good.
Let's see. It says they lie. They can lie to promote Islam. That's true. It says in their Quran they can lie to the infidel because.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does say that.
Let's see. Aaron, want to invite you all to join us this weekend for the semi-annual general conference of the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. You can find it live. So I imagine they're going to do something probably because of this thing, or
Probably.
yeah. Tony Vega.
We're gonna bring that up.
Rumor is LDS is a cult that has many complaints. Yes, it's technically not considered under Christendom. Brother Chosen, a righteous man judges all things. Big Mac, if a Christian owns a gun, is he an imposter? I'll say no.
No.
No. If I get a gun and I start robbing banks, if I get a gun and start doing drive-bys, if I get a gun and start pistol whipping people because they're on my block, that's something different. But a gun should be exactly that, here in America for protection. Think about it. Okay, I think I brought this up. I know you guys probably have something to say about that, but let me say this. Up until this last 100 years, men have always been open to thievery, wild animals, people coming to hurt your family, to hurt your wife, to take your children. So up until the last 100 or so years, men have had to protect what is theirs because there was no 911 back then. Mm-mm. There was no nothing. You, as the man, were supposed to protect your household.
Texas still don't have 911. According to all them signs they got.
Yeah. So because of that, my stance is no. We have a gun. We carry. I'm not saying I carry a gun. I'm a felon. But disclaimer. But I don't see anything wrong with a Christian having a gun for self-protection. You guys go for it.
Unfortunately for me, if somebody comes into my house, my daughters are in my house, my wife is in my house.
Well,
my
unfortunate
son,
for them.
For them, I'm gonna defend my family, and if you don't know Jesus, you're gonna meet him real soon.
Anybody else?
I like the sign that says, "Don't worry about the dog, beware of the owner." Yeah. And then it's a gun pointed at the sign, pointed at you. And no, I do not believe that. Exactly. I got nothing else to add with exactly what you said.
Well,
you know what? It's what you do with the intent.
Yeah.
With that gun.
What does my sign say? It's out of camera, but what's that say?
It says, "God, guns, and guts made America free. Let's keep it that way." Then it's a 6-shooter revolver. It's a fake one, just for disclaim for David.
If I'm wrong, correct me, but the disciples had swords.
Yeah.
I imagine for protection.
Yeah.
They didn't have guns obviously back then, but if they did,
they weren't created yet.
Yeah, I imagine they would have one.
Yeah.
Hey, look at what Tony Vega says. He says, "Should we judge those who beat Christians in softball?" Dang, direct shots fired. Shots fired.
Tony's the one you met, him and his wife. They came and said hello.
Brother Tony.
Yeah.
Hey, brother Tony.
Hey, Tony, how you doing? And we should judge them. Yes.
We should throw rocks at them. No.
But Big Mac says, thank you. I know you're going to say some, Angel,
Yeah,
but Brother
go ahead.
Chosen says, Big Mac, of course not. It would be common sense for a man of God to consider owning a firearm. Men are natural protectors, what I just said. Amen.
Yeah, I would just I've heard people, bring up different ministries. Some of them are very pacifist, and that's fine. It's like, well, I won't touch a grasshopper. If that's your position, that's your position.
I won't touch a grasshopper.
Yeah, I don't want to kill a bug. I don't want to kill an animal.
yeah.
I don't want to,
Kill ants.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, if that's your position, that's fine. That's because they're going to
That's
take.
cute.
Yeah, they're going to take Jesus' words in a different way when he
Yeah.
talks about turning your cheek. But here's the thing, and as ministry leaders and pastors, this is my position. Is because I've heard somebody say, well, don't you have faith in the name of Jesus? Yes, I do. But if my faith don't work in that moment, notice what I said. I didn't say if the name of Jesus didn't work. I said if my faith didn't work in that moment. What am I putting to compromise? And that's my view. And so I'm not gonna risk the innocent with my fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And so, but it has nothing to do that the name of Jesus does not work. It has nothing to do with not having faith. All those things are there. But, when you take, let's take, back 175 years, and we talked about slavery. It was the North that came through to fight for the innocent.
Yeah.
That should be our position, is to help the helpless, help the needy, help those that are in that state. But it is not to, like what you, all of the same thing you guys are saying. It's not to abuse. It's not to overpower. It's not to do those things. It is to protect.
Yeah.
And I have been in situations at my home where I had to pull out something going, and in my prayer, Lord, I don't want to kill somebody. I don't want to send anybody to hell, Lord. Please don't let this situation go down the way that this is. And I thank God that I hadn't. But at the same time, in that same prayer, was I willing to? Yes, I was, because if they weren't going to stop coming, they were going to get taken out.
I had a disagreement in prison with brothers. It was about 12 of us, and it got heated a little bit. Not heated, but like Christian heated. It's different. And they were saying that if somebody would come into your home to rape your wife, that as a Christian, you couldn't fight back. And I said, brother, I'm going to completely disagree with you. I am sorry. I said, but I'm going to blow a hole through somebody's back if they try to hurt my family. And he's like, no, brother, that's not good, and this and that. And he goes, and I said, how are you saying that? What do you mean? And he said this, he goes, well, God protects us. God will never allow that to happen. And I said, have you not read church history? How many people have been hung, burned, drowned, killed, raped, mutilated, children killed? I said, what are you talking about? Are you saying the Holy Spirit wasn't with them? And I'm just like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the Bible does it say that no harm will ever come to. Do you realize that Christians are being, that very thing happening to them around the world now? Yeah. I said, you know what? If they want to hurt me and persecute me, that's something different. I said, but if you're going to hurt those that I love, I'm sorry, over my dead body.
Now, I'll use you just said you quoted half of a scripture and you were quoting it. And let me, just so hearers can go, oh, hey, no, that does say it. When it does say no harm shall come upon you. What is the context? Lay hands on the sick, right? And no harm shall come upon you.
Yeah.
See, I have no problem walking into a sick bedroom, a hospital room, whatever. I don't feel like I have to have hand sanitizer or a mask. And I've walked into these situations and I've laid hands on the sick and not in all these. That's a very different context.
Yeah.
But in that, what you're saying is just in logic and defense of the innocent. No, man.
Yeah.
Come and find out.
Even with evangelizing, there's a guy we talk to every single week who's involved in Santa Muerte.
Yeah.
And I know previously, we'd be out evangelizing and people would say, well, if somebody tries to hand you something, don't take it because you can get cursed.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
How? Did you not read that scripture? You know?
What did God tell Balaam?
He told him,
What did God tell Balaam? You can't curse what God has blessed.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's like, are we supposed to walk around and thinking that everywhere we go, we're just going to get cursed?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
What did Daniel? I don't have my glasses.
I don't get why those that feel against guns have no problem with government force.
Yeah.
The same argument for godly government and authority using force would apply to protecting yourself and family.
Perfect point.
Mic drop, Danny. Mic drop.
Did you want to say something?
No, man, I'm good. You guys said it all. Yeah. No, we can get extremely too holy on the gun thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
I mean, some people are somebody wants to go hurt somebody's family. Mm-hmm. I think you have every right to let the last words they hear is, say hello to my little friend. And that's it.
Hey, I got a great idea. If you don't want to get shot by a Christian, don't break into their home.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, the libs call me stupid for thinking that way, but whatever. I guess I'm a stupid human being, so we'll just leave it at that.
All right, next. Let's keep it moving.
What is it? Play stupid games, get stupid prizes.
Yeah. That's what it is, bro. Win stupid prizes.
Well, I guess we just continue on talking about what happened Sunday morning at the Church of Latter-day Saints in Michigan.
Yeah, horrible.
Which is the second church in Michigan in the last 30 days, 45 days.
Oh, that's right.
Something
That's
like
right.
that. Yeah, I've been looking for that, and I can't
Yeah.
find exactly how
So
long.
somebody, actually, he's ex-military, ex-marine. Well, I'm going to say ex. I know real Marines don't say once a Marine, always a Marine. But this dude,
I think they'd X him.
yeah, they X'd him out. He was against the government. He was against Trump. I know people want to paint
he
a
was
certain
not
picture.
MAGA. He was not
No,
pro-Trump.
he actually had these shirts where it was like he would say Trump, but some derogatory.
Yeah.
But basically, he went into that church, he drove into it,
Yeah.
had gas with him to burn that place down, and shot one person. No, injured several people, right?
How many died officially?
4, I believe, no?
Yeah.
Several were found in the fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if they were gunned down or not, but
Yeah,
they,
still his murder.
Yeah, no, of course. I don't know how many died of bullet wounds.
Yeah, I don't know.
I saw something. I didn't look into it, but something had went off that same day, like a bomb. I don't know how
really?
true that is.
Yeah.
In that
no.
same city?
Yeah, the same situation. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's tragic, man. You know what? Speaking of protection, there was a person there, and they were on site. They were still cornering things off, and they asked a woman that was been going there for 35 years. Said, was there security? Was there ushers? Was there people that protected it? And they said, no. A church unprotected. This is not 1950 anymore. If you are in a church, it has to, we are target number one.
Yeah.
You have to make sure there's protocol. You have to make sure that you are ready. You got to make sure there's cameras, because there's children, there's grandmas, and there's mothers, there's women in our churches. And it is not the day and age where we can be naive. It just, this is the day, this is what it is. This is what we live in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and there's people that would love to hurt those that we love.
We are enemy number one.
Yeah.
You know, and I've heard it said that first they're going to come for the Saturday people, and then they're going to come for the Sunday people.
Yeah.
You know, and but we are, don't get it twisted, man. You know, unfortunately, you know, and we got to learn how to also, and that's the thing too, is we also have to be in a posture of not hardening our heart
No.
as well.
There's a state of readiness, but not of hatred.
No.
We are a church. And, you know, that's the thing, is that we have to be a place that welcomes, but you got to be cautious,
Yeah.
you know, because in the same way, you know, rabbits could run through your camp, so can snakes.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to be careful. We have to be careful as a church, you know.
We're right in downtown Modesto, so close to the freeway. We're
Yeah.
perfect target.
Yeah. Our sign literally has a cross for the T.
Yeah.
House of Rest on the T. So it's clearly a church. I say that because in this day and age, new churches, you can't even tell it's Christian. Like I remember passing through Joel Osteen's in Houston. Doesn't say nothing. There's no cross, no fish. There's nothing. It just says his name cursive on the side of the building. There's nothing to do with Christianity, but ours has a big old cross.
Blends right in with the skyline.
Yeah.
I remember Mark Driscoll said that he was talking to a pastor, and he was like, dude, our services are great, man. It's so good. Dude, you know, you come to our church services, you don't even feel like you're at church. And Mark was like, then why would I go? That's like going to a swimming party and go to, you don't even, you know, we're having a swimming party, but we don't even have a pool.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it doesn't make any sense. You know, why would that be the element that you're trying to lure in? But we're you know, in today's culture, we just got to be attentive.
Yeah. I wish I remembered his name. There's a YouTuber where I think he was ex-military or ex-police, and the whole thing is about church protection. Have you seen that channel on YouTube?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man.
No.
I hate bringing things up, and then I don't have the thing I don't even want to start looking for it. But he has a really good channel, and he basically said, churches, you guys got to wake up, man. You got to wake up, you know, and have people trained. And if you got to get your local police department or whatever, you know, and
Again,
get trained.
it's biblical. Who was it? Who was the cupbearer that asked to go back to Jerusalem to build the wall?
Nehemiah?
Nehemiah. How did he build the wall? What was he doing? How were his hands?
Yeah. Well, what did he tell all the men?
How were his hands?
Yeah,
one was a brick, laying bricks and doing everything, and the other one was a sword. I mean, dude, you know what? One of the main...
And he said, put your wives and your children right there.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the wall.
Right there, because that's already built.
The enemy's right here.
Yeah.
Your wife and your children are right here.
It's right there, man. It's plain and simple, bro. There's nothing new under the sun.
Yeah.
There's nothing new. Don't get
So-
it twisted, man. If you are walking around like you are a Christian and like you are floating and you're glowing, I mean, that's fire. But don't get it twisted for one simple second, bro. You are the most hated person on this planet.
Yeah.
And it's been proven for centuries, man. For centuries. Like I told Mickey the other day, you want to know how I see it getting better? Is watching the world get worse.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad? For me, as a follower and knower of Jesus Christ, for me to see that it's getting better is by watching the world get worse.
Wow.
That's just...
So
that's all I
here it
gotta
is. Thank you, Felipe. It's called Christian Warrior and Training. Angel,
Okay.
this, we have to,
Have to check that out.
all our ushers have to literally be subscribed to this channel. Christian Warrior Training. He talks about it. He watches footage of things that happen, and he talks about what should have been done or what they did right or stuff like that. And he's really good. Yeah. And right here, this one here, Christians named as targets. He says every time that is it ISIS or whatever puts a thing out, he says within the month there's a church attack. He goes, and they just released another one. This was days before this thing happened. You know, obviously the guy was an ISIS. He was some disgruntled guy, but still, that's an important channel to be subscribed to and watch.
Yeah, we just need to be in the mindset, not of violence in the sense of violence for violence sake. And
Prevention.
Just prevention and
Protection.
men be men.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the conversation that we've been having, is for men to be men, not feminine men, masculine men.
Yeah.
You know, and just that's what the Bible has called us to back to. And I thank God that here in this church we do have a lot of men, you know, and I'm very grateful for that, for men to be men.
Yeah, Empty Tomb says, I have a buddy in Uganda, and it's not good, man. We need to be careful what we call persecution here in the States. That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, guys, I want to remind you, Pastor Thomas, who is from Nigeria, he's coming October 19th to preach on Sunday, but we're going to get him in here. I want to get him in this podcast, and we're going to talk about what better than to hear from somebody that's there in ministry pastoring.
Living there.
Yeah, and so that's going to be an amazing episode. Whatever episode that is, the whole 90 minutes is going to be on just with him.
Yeah.
No other subjects. It'll just be Nigeria.
I know we've been talking about different things as far as persecution, guns, Christians, but at the same time, you know, I understand that Mormonism and the Latter-day Saints is different apart from Christianity.
Yeah,
But at the same time, we do want to keep them in prayer.
of course.
We want to keep that city in prayer. We want to keep that community in prayer. And, you know, because they're human beings, irrelevant to differences of opinion or doctrine or teaching. You know, and without going too far, it's just, dude, it's unfortunate. It could have been a Catholic church. Last time it was a Catholic church.
Yeah.
The last shooting was at a Catholic church.
Yeah.
This is at a Mormon church. The one before that was at a Christian church. You know, and unfortunately, this is where we're at.
Yeah.
I think too, in talking about things like this with like Muslims and Hebrew Israelites and Mormons, it's important to say that like we're not saying this with them as our enemies in mind. Like
No.
Jesus, he came so that they can be set free as well, you know. And so like we pray for them. We hope that they will receive salvation and
I'm glad you bring that up because Sharon was showing me this video, Marcus Rogers, and you know, I've seen some of his stuff. Some of his stuff's cool. Some of it, I'm not going to say it's not cool. I'm not a huge avid watcher of Marcus Rogers, but you know who that is, right? Okay, you know who he is. Young guy. He's a rapper and a pastor in Chicago.
not
Okay, well,
Or maybe if I saw his face,
yeah.
I might go with names.
And I guess across the street from his church is a park. And there was like a witchcraft fair. You know how they booths and all that, whatever. And apparently, from what I saw, I didn't see the whole thing. The whole church came out. They went to the park. Looked like they were going to rush them because they're scared. Because you know they're all young people at his church. They're in their 30s and 20s.
Does he pastor that church?
Yeah, he pastors the church.
Okay,
So they all came out marching, yelling Jesus, and went straight to the park. And And these people look scared.
The Satanists or the witches.
The witches, right? They look scared. And at first you're like, yeah, that's right. Tell them, But then I was like, I said, let me ask you a question, Sharon. I want to know what you think. If Jesus was walking in Chicago and saw this happening, would he approve of that? Would he join the march and yelling Jesus at them? I said, serious question. And she goes, I don't think so.
What was the end result? What happened?
Nothing. They just scared the heck out of him.
Oh, they just went to be like loud in front of them.
You're just being loud, and he's just like, not gonna let no demonic stronghold be in front of our church, and this and that, whatever. And I'm like, it sounds cool, and everybody's all hype and everything, but I'm like, would Jesus do that? I said, I can't see that. I don't see him bowing down to them.
No.
But I do see him going, and somehow or another, they were going to hear him. Mm-hmm. He was going to draw them to him, right? Because that's something that Jesus did. He would walk in the midst of darkness, but his words were, the Bible says that nobody spoke with authority like him, but at the same time, I feel like his presence was love. Like his presence was like, you could not listen to him.
Yeah.
And I think people would have came out of there changed. And I'm just like, because I said, these people look scared. Like, they were just like all these white women and stuff, and his most predominantly black church, and, people freak out, and they're all young with dreads and everything, just yelling. They probably got scared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, was that the right approach? Because now you're going to build hate to Christ and the church now, because isn't I've always heard it said, we're not there to win an argument, we're there to win a soul.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you go and join them either, because some churches are like, oh, we got to love on them, let's invite them to our parking. Like, no, I'm not saying that either.
One of the things that I heard in learning about the Hebrew Israelites is like the goal isn't to win an argument, it's to put a rock in their shoe. So that when you walk away, they're just sitting there thinking this is bothering them. What you said about the Bible, the scriptures, it's bugging them all day long.
Yeah.
And now they have something to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Wait, real quick. Brother Chosen, I get your point, but remember, we have to be careful, because if we're going to go Old Testament, then we're going to mutilate and just kill entire cities, because we're in a moment of grace now. So we have to separate. And I know you know the word, but we have to keep that in mind too. What are we going to say?
No, I just, I was listening to, like, it's not even the topic. We talked about this last time, about the mayor that was yelling at the Christian that told him he's not welcome.
Yeah.
In Dearborn. And I was listening to some of because you have Christian podcasters, and then there's a variance within that group. And then you've got conservatives who have a taint of Christianity. I don't know if they're born again.
Yeah.
But they're conservative in their morals, right? And so this group right here in the middle was really very adamant after the Dearborn stuff came out. Mm-hmm. And it was like, you need to go sue them. You need to get in their face. You need to do this, and you need to do that, and everything else. And the suing part, I just went back to Paul in Corinth. When he's like, why, But then he's also talking Christians suing Christians. He's not talking Christians suing the world.
Yeah.
And so I'm just kind of, just thinking all that through. But at the same time, what is the end result and point?
Because my thing is this, right, is that if a group of witches came to this church to start trouble, that's different.
Yeah.
Remember how they said that we used to fight for neighborhoods that we didn't own?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? How many homeboys are dead for a neighborhood they don't own? A block they don't own? Dead. For what? You know what I mean? They didn't even own 1 square inch of that square footage. It's called a public park for a reason. In the same way the witches rented the park, the church can rent the park. So imagine if that's what we do. If we just bum rush every single event that's non-Christian. So guess what happens when we want to have an event and get a slide and get some food going?
They're going to do the same thing.
Then they can do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, you got to be careful, man, because some of you never gangbang, man. But here's the thing. In Tracy growing up, there was something we actually had honor back then. It ain't like these gangbangers now. Tracy was small. We had like 2 grocery stores, 1 Kmart, 4 gas stations. So
Hey, Down Quick was popping.
yeah. So my point is this:
Kmart.
sooner or later, we were going to run to each other with our parents, right?
Oh yeah.
So it was an unwritten rule. If I see you with your mom, I'm not doing nothing. You know why? Because if I do something, next week I'm with my mom.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it was kind of like, dude, you don't do that because this is a small town, and we pretty much know who each other's moms are and grandmas. You really want to cross that line? Because the moment you cross that line, they can cross it on you.
Yeah.
That's the way we grew up, you know? And I'm sure it changed later.
I was more afraid of the veteranos than the other the quote unquote enemy.
Yeah.
You know, because when word got back to the veterano, I was more worried about them checking me than because of the way that's just the respect that we grew up with.
Yeah. So that's all. I mean,
Yeah, no, and that's why I'm saying, what was their end result? What was their end game in going out
it
there?
should have been to get a soul saved, but nobody got saved.
But that's my point, and I think that's the difference.
Yeah.
Like, what's the end game? What were you going out there to intimidate, or would it have been better just to go, you know, handling it in a different way? I don't know. What was their end game?
Yeah.
You know, because that has a lot to do with it. And at the same time, you know, they're going to follow their leader. And this is where I think sometimes Christians puff up in the wrong moments, and then they back down again in the wrong moments.
Yeah.
You know, where we should stand for things in moments that it's family. It is, you know, it is all, you know, all those different things that we uphold. You know, I think nationalism can be a very demonic thing as well.
Yeah.
It can
No
cross
doubt.
that line. It can definitely cross that line. At the same time, I don't believe that having a love for country is a wrong thing either. And so, but
If you make it an idol.
exactly. And so it depends what the end game is. It depends what the end result is. And so I think we just need to be wiser. A lot of times I think Christians do that because they don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
They literally just don't know what else to do. Instead of, we need to intimidate them and push them out. And instead of just, you know, being light where they're at and allow that to take place. Because like what you were saying, you know, you ever see those TikTok videos where they'll video people and they'll witches and they'll grab groceries and you can see them say words over it and push it back, and then it's like they'll flip the camera and go, "This is why as Christians we need to pray over our food because of that." You know, and it's like, dude, I'm not even. You know, Paul, one argument says, dude, there is demons that live in idols.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about food sacrifice to idols, and the other side he's like, yeah, it doesn't bother me, dude. It's just
I'd be like, man, I'll go into a witch's house and clean out their fridge.
yeah.
I'll make a spread.
Yeah.
Why?
Straight
Because the
up.
word of God says everything I touch will be blessed.
Yeah. How dare you call what I call blessed unblessed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. But the thing about it is like, okay, so if that's your point, then what we should be doing is walking in like Christ, right? That's what we're supposed to do. That's what a quote unquote Christian is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are Christ followers. We are Christ likeness, all that, right? Okay. So, anyways. The thing about it is when you read of Jesus, he didn't go there to save your soul. He went there he didn't go there for a result. He went there to give truth. Wherever he went, he spoke truth.
But that was his end result.
And then he left. Yeah, that was his end result. And then you dealt with that. And then look at what happened. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, yeah. And that's how we should all be walking into. Like what you do, like that's where I learned it at, was with what you do for a ministry. It was somebody had told me many years ago, like when you go out there, bro, don't try to do anything. Don't convince them. Don't do anything. Don't even ask them to pray with them. Ask if you can talk to them for just a couple minutes and then give them truth. And I said, what? And it took me a while to understand it. But that's why that's my foundation, bro. Like the result isn't on these hands.
Yeah.
It's on his. As long as I am obedient, God does the rest. I like the Marines saying is kill them all and let God sort them out. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I'm after, bro. I'm trying to kill every single person I stand in front of of their flesh, so
Yeah.
that way God can start sorting them out.
I was
And
going
then
to
they
say,
have a place.
let's put some
like, whoa.
definitions to that.
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm going to define that one.
Here we got Tino the serial killer.
No, but we've had this conversation, Joseph, and it was what was the end, because one of the things was going out there. What was the end result?
Right.
Was it to lay flyers out? Was it to have just conversations, or was it over time with these people that you're running into over time? It's to make disciples, and because if the gospel is preached, like you're saying, when the gospel is preached accurately and clear, it's gonna be it's a dividing line of rejection and acceptance. That's it. And some people may not be able to know what to do with it in the moment.
Yeah.
But the end result, we've talked about was let's make disciples. Now some may come later, some will reject it and come back. All those different things, and I agree with you. But I don't know with Rogers. I don't know because I haven't asked him. I don't.
Yeah.
What was his end result? What was he trying to get at?
I remember one time, man, I was out there evangelizing, and I was giving the gospel as best as I knew it at that time, right? And I asked them, I said, "Do you want to receive Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?" And they said, "Yes." And they're crying, and I said, "Really? Like right now?" "Oh, yes." I'm looking around. I got nobody to lead them in the quote unquote centers. I'm like, and I don't know what I said. I know I stumbled over some words, man, but I know he's going to heaven. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying? I did my thing, man.
Have you guys ever saw Richard Lorenzo Jr.?
Who's that? Oh yeah.
He's
He goes to Santeria.
Yeah. He'll walk into botanicas and he'll ask to have a conversation with the witch or the
Yeah, he has
warlock,
a good
whatever's
channel,
there.
actually.
Yeah.
And then it always ends in two ways. Either one, they start screaming at him and kicking him out and telling him he can't be there. So he'll walk out. I cancel every assignment on every single one of these entities, or just praying over everything. Or two, he gets to pray with the witch or the warlock, whoever's
Have you
there.
seen his channel?
No.
Oh, that's good.
Awesome channel, yeah.
Yeah. That's what
And
he
I'm
does.
getting a lot of
'cause he
good
was
channels. I'm getting a lot of good channels today.
well, he was in witchcraft. He was in Santeria.
Okay.
So God will use that, and boom, he goes.
yeah.
He goes
Absolutely.
for them. He walks straight into the botanicas.
Yeah.
Where other Christians be like, you can't walk in there. You get demons on you, this and that.
Yeah.
He knows he's covered in the blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
Washed in
He'll
it.
he'll have like card
clothes.
readers attempt to read something. He'll go ahead, try it, and they'll try to tell him something like, "No, you've never been more wrong in your life."
Tony Vegas says the Annabelle doll has people praying over it with holy water, and still they have problems around it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh. Empty Tomb says, Tino, I'll pitch in for your J-Pay if you get hemmed up.
Right.
That's right. All right.
Well, let's hit something close to the heart. And
we
a
talking
lot of
about
people's
her?
mornings.
Oh.
Well, we can do that.
No, you go right ahead.
We can. What time we got?
We got
20
8 minutes.
No,
20?
Yeah.
We got 20.
Okay, 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Let's beat up. I mean, let's touch on Ilhan Omar.
Guys, that's racist.
Good.
So, go ahead.
No, just this. I know I put when that text was sent yesterday or today. I
Which
don't
one?
remember.
I
You
don't
guys
know.
sent it on her video.
Oh, that
And
that
it
was
was-
me.
and it
I did
was-
that yesterday.
Dude, I just, she's a devil, man.
Yeah.
I don't. There's nothing else to say. That doesn't mean she's not a human being. That doesn't mean, maybe she is not. I don't know. Maybe she's half breed. Maybe she's a Nephilim. I don't know, man. But that woman, man.
You know what racist as she is? I found out she's married to a white man?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember?
I didn't know that. Was it you that told me?
Yeah, we posted the photo.
We put a picture of.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
of
first
all
she was
of
married
them.
to her brother, divorced him, and then she married a white man.
Yeah, I mean, dude. See?
So
What?
some weak church let her speak in it, and then she's just cussing like crazy, and I'm just like, what pastor let her? What what's going on here? Did you know Trump talked to the president of
Yeah. And told him if he'd take her back.
to take her back, and he said no.
The keeper.
He said keep her.
But see, that I don't understand.
Who do you think is worse, her or Nancy?
Pelosi?
Yeah.
Her,
I think.
okay.
I think
her or Hillary?
her.
Whoa.
Her or AOC.
Oh, yeah, definitely her.
She's the worst to me.
Yeah. I agree because she's coming for Christianity specifically.
Yeah.
The others undertones. It's all undertones.
The other ones, they believe in America in their own way. This woman does not.
No. And she's open about it.
Yeah.
And she's absolutely open about it. And where is she? Is she in Michigan or is she in Minnesota?
I don't know.
She's in Michigan, huh?
I don't know where she's at.
Oh, Minnesota. I'm sorry. Yes, serving as a U.S. representative for Minnesota's 5th congregational, 5th congregational district.
And if any, we were talking about inciting violence and words and all of that. This woman is the epitome of that.
Yeah.
The words that I don't understand. I don't care if she is in a position within our government. Kick her out. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. With what she says, how she says it, and her blatantness against this country, that makes no sense. That's like you having leader in House of Rest and always dogging House of Rest on their YouTube channel, always dogging House of Rest, pulling people, taking them to another church, and then still being a part of the leadership, and you going, well, I don't know, she's a leader. No, dude. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, she is wicked. She's of a debased mind. I don't know what more is that. That was pretty.
I mean, there's a lot we can say, but then that would go away from Christianity. I mean,
why would it go?
Tony Vega, foreigner, should not be in public office.
Absolutely.
We're talking about how do you say your name?
Ilhan Omar.
Who we're talking about? I don't think I know. Empty tomb should lock her butt up, but they never will.
Our Poetic says married her brother. Didn't y'all talk about that earlier about Corinth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She married her brother to get him into the country, right?
Yeah.
Omar of Mogadishu, however you say, that's where she's from.
Mogadishu.
Yeah, and so, anyways, dude, like, yeah, I'm gonna. I saw a video of her yesterday. I don't know exactly when it was from, but it was saying about how stupid the American people are, and
MAGA.
I saw that when she said that.
It's pointless having a conversation with any Americans because they're so stupid that they don't even understand anything that's really going on.
Yeah,
and
she's
why do I want to put up with these American people?
Yeah, we're beneath her.
Yes, and it was just like, I mean, I guess, does she has to get voted in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From the people.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I guess you kind of deserve what you get. You kind of get what you
Play
deserve.
stupid games?
Yeah, that you played a stupid game with this one, dude, and you're winning a very stupid prize because you know what, dude, this woman is a moron. Like, and that's just to say the best because you know, man, it's just how I feel about Newsom. She's right there with scum, dude, and it's just like, I mean, I've stepped on nicer things than her, and she's
In San Francisco?
Yeah, and Hollywood for that matter, dude.
And Sunset, right?
So it's just like, yeah, dude, she definitely makes you want to vomit. And, like, I just can't stand her face. And that's all I got to say
Living
about
Empty
that.
Tomb said.
Satan is definitely gay.
So,
Yes.
I don't even want to talk about her that much.
Okay, I'm done. What you got? You haven't said anything yet about her.
I got nothing to say about her. I don't really pay too much attention to her. I guess I should. But
No.
yeah.
You ain't missed nothing.
No.
But speaking of Newsom, does that mean that this podcast might actually be censored?
Well,
Okay, is that where we're going?
That's the bill they're trying to pass.
What passed?
Gavin Newsom is trying to pass a law.
October 13th. by the way.
That they're voting on to if it's hate speech. What is it? $1 million?
Yeah.
It's a big fine. Yeah. Is it really? Is it
So how does that going to
771?
work with podcasts outside of California that operate in California? Is that only for California residents that are podcasters?
I
And
would think it's
preachers?
California, right?
I'll send my podcast to Texas. Have them uploaded over there. Or Boston.
But it's not. No, but you're speaking. It would be here. You're here in California.
Well, where are we really right now? I could be in Mexico right here.
We're in Mars right now.
We are in Siberia.
And then how extreme is that going to go? Because they technically consider church hate speech.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he considers
So-
Christian hate speech.
I
What is
So
this, 1984,
this
George
bill,
Orwell?
So
Go
this
ahead,
bill
read-
has
yeah.
already been passed and now it's on his desk for his signing, his final.
Is that where it's at?
Yeah, same thing with the 495 with the children's dumbness. That's on his desk to be signed.
I didn't know that it was that far.
Yeah. So, and it's called SB 771. That addresses online hate. And in case for those that don't like Empty Tomb, I'm not an envious person, but I could envy you at this moment because you ain't got to deal with this dummy. So the thing about it is the bill does not create a new law banning hate speech, but rather imposes civil fines on large social media companies whose algorithms amplify content that aids or abets violations of existing California civil rights. Targeting social media algorithms, authored by State Senator Henry Stern, focuses on holding platforms accountable for the content promoted by their algorithms. The aim is to prevent platforms from providing the spread of content that facilitates crimes. What are the brothers the twin brothers?
The Hodge
twins?
Okay, so their whole content, everything is directed towards what we all don't like, right? And so that's basically what they are surrounding it as. They're not getting specific as when you read through the bill about that if you talk about homosexuality, pride, about certain...
Trans.
Trans.
Islam.
BLM, and all of that stupidity, dude.
Yeah.
And so the legislation is based on California's existing civil rights law, which already prohibits violence and intimidation based on protected characteristics like race, religion, or sexual orientation. According to Ed Howard, whatever, I'm not getting into it. See, so the sexual orientation, no, man, like, whatever. I'm saying my hate speech is I don't think a 7-year-old should be able to make the choice to have his thingy cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that's what the scum of the earth in California is doing now. Another one where him and his minions, they slide on the D-low for it to nobody to pay attention, and then they throw it up on Google and they twist it so that way it doesn't sound, oh, it's just because we don't want hate speech. Nah, You're trying to roll people up. When you got so many other things you could be worrying about and paying attention, put your focus on.
Like water for fire department?
Hey, bro, I mean,
that might help.
That's going way too far. I was just going to say, how about the homeless? You know what I mean?
What's weird is that we're the greenest state, which makes no sense.
What?
Because they're all worried about green, make everything green.
Yeah.
But our streets are just filled with garbage. Our freeways are filled with garbage. How about this? Why do I pay $700 tags on my car and every road feels like it's going to knock my axle off? Where's that money going?
Have you ever bought a Starbucks in the Bay Area? They have those paper straws.
Oh,
like you drink like a quarter of your drink and it's already useless.
Yeah, nothing like a dissolving straw.
Yeah, but then you look down the street and it's just homeless encampments everywhere.
Yeah, but God forbid they give you a plastic straw. But there's somebody pooping right there next to your bumper.
The turtles are okay though, aren't they?
Yeah. You see those parking lots that were converted and taken over by the state, and they have security guards standing in San Francisco, and Berkeley as well. They'll fence these parking lots off, so people can park their tents, and they have guards standing in front of the toilets, showers, and restrooms that they have porta potties out there, and they have 24-hour guards watching it.
Why?
Because, the taxpayers got to pay for it to make sure that it's all safe and clean. And so I was talking to somebody last week, and they were going, we'll just mix in the stupidity of the Starbucks conversation all with it, because 400 Starbucks are closing, 200 of them are closing in California. And so this person was telling me, it was a group of us, it was 4 of us, and they were going on about how because of Trump, there's no jobs. Because of Trump, this and this, and they're closing up our Starbucks, and Trump derangement, right? And he's going on, and I was doing this. And he was like, what are you doing? I said, no, dude, I'm just playing your little violin. Go ahead, dude, I'm just playing a little violin. And he was like, you don't agree? I said, well, listen. So it has nothing to do with Gavin Newsom. It has nothing to do that Starbucks CEO ran it to the ground. Starbucks as a company. It has nothing to do with colored-haired people that if I had a magnet and I walked into Starbucks, they would fly over the counter because of how much metal they have in their face. I said it has nothing to do with that. Poor customer service. It has nothing to do with taxes in the state of California of why 200 are geared at or aimed at in nationally, and the other 200 are spread about. Nothing to do with it. And they said no. I said, dude, I'm sorry, dude. I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna play. This is stupid. This is dumb.
Starbucks did it to themselves. I remember the reason you could charge Starbucks $6 or $6.50 a cup was because the Starbucks experience.
Yep.
You would walk in there, it felt like a living room. There was little couches, there was this and that, and quickly you realize that wasn't sustainable. That Starbucks experience is gone, but you're still charging $6.50. Yep. When I can go to a local
AM PM,
a local coffee shop, and guess what? First of all, the coffee don't taste burnt. And it's actually, you feel like a customer. You feel so that whole Starbucks experience, they did it to themselves, man. That's been long gone. That's been done years ago.
Absolutely. Good riddance.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Ain't nobody want no burnt coffee anyway.
Drive down the streets of Oakland, just pull over. There's ladies out there selling coffee. A lot cheaper.
You know,
I don't know if it's coffee, but
It'll do the job.
yeah, Starbucks is whack, bro. Have I drank it once in a while? Because I have to. Because sometimes I'm somewhere where that's all they got. But usually I look for a coffee shop. Actually, I haven't drank coffee in 3 months, but I look for a coffee shop somewhere local, somewhere like something like that. But yeah, it's just they did it to themselves.
yeah, I might buy Starbucks just because I'm buying it for like the whole office as a treat. I'll buy 4 or 5 for the office at my work. Other than that, I'll never stop there. If I do stop to buy coffee, it's McDonald's.
Yeah,
Just because it's so inexpensive. Or AM PM because I can make my own high voltage.
Oh dang.
That's about it.
Empty Tomb says now you get paper straws and green and blue hair greeting you with blunts on the breath.
Straight up.
Darth
man.
Rant, I like homemade coffee myself. Yeah, they did it to themselves. Yeah.
And plus, there's so many.
Yeah. Every new construction is a Starbucks.
Yeah.
It looks like a skyscraper. That's
Dude,
a Starbucks.
I deal with construction. Do you know how many blueprints of Starbucks
They are
I
on the
see all the
bottom
time? All the time. All kinds of Starbucks. I'm like,
Look at that Cholo trucker. Just get your coffee from a donut shop.
That's right.
yeah,
man.
that's
What
your
happened
moms
to
and
doing
pops.
that?
Yeah.
What happened to doing that, dude?
Hey, that donut shops have good coffee, man.
Oh
Yeah.
man, dude, it's been a little bit since I've had a donut, but anyways, like
Like, they don't even have good pastries there.
None of their food is good.
nothing is good at Starbucks.
It's overpriced.
Yeah, dude. Magic
You know when
Johnson.
you get something to eat Starbucks when you're starving,
Yeah.
and you have a meeting. There's nowhere to stop. You're just like, give me that $7 little sandwich. You know what I mean? Like,
That hard doughy bread
I'm
in
gonna
their
get upset,
sandwiches.
man.
Ah,
Dude,
dude.
they were
Horrible.
They were panhandling those lollipop cakes. What are they
oh
called?
yeah,
What's it
pop
called?
cakes,
Cake pops?
cake
Cake
pops.
pops, dude, for like what, like $6?
No, I bought at one for Ezra like $2.50 and Livermore.
I know somebody who makes like 30 for $2.50.
Yeah. No, but dude, he had to go. I took him to the restroom, and he.
Oh,
seen
they
it.
wouldn't let you use it unless you
No,
bought
that,
something? Oh, okay.
I always
Yeah, because
buy
he
something.
probably saw it.
He saw it, but
Help me.
I know, but I also have this thing that if I stop, I'm gonna buy something. I'll buy water. I'll buy something.
Yeah, I try to
You know
do. I
what's
try to
crazy
do
is
that
I'm
unless I
looking-
really got to go. I don't care.
I'm looking for like an article I want to read about what's going on here, just so I can,
Starbucks?
Yeah, dude, Reddit, New York Times, CNN. Like, I'm not reading any of these, dude. These are so just biased, man.
Close them down. They're
Yeah.
overpriced.
So, you know, Starbucks is like Satan, dude. It's gay.
So I got a little bit of beef with Starbucks, man, because I
Oh.
found out
Dang.
that
$1
the person
goes-
that started Starbucks was a barista for Pete's Coffee in the Bay Area. Pete's
way.
Coffee was the original place, and this dude that learned to make coffee at Pete's Coffee, which is good coffee, actually,
Yeah.
Pete's is good.
Strong too.
He went up to Seattle
Seattle?
or something, used Pete's stuff, and started Starbucks. Charlie, forget that dude. I got beef, man. Taking something from the Bay Area and taking it somewhere else and trying to blow it up.
I could have sworn that place came from New York City. Like Pace
New
Picante.
York City.
Like Pace Picante.
Get a rope. Yeah.
But do you know what that is?
I don't.
Okay.
But it sounded funny though. It sounded funny.
Oh man, look, Empty 2. Oh gosh, I definitely fell victim to a cake pop or 10 of them.
Thanks, Madison.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
I don't even
stay
have
away
them
from
out there anymore,
either.
do we?
Mr. T's, man.
Yeah,
We're-
on Stanford, right across
we're
from
over
Mr.
here.
T's.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We're over here in California.
Frozen donuts.
Yeah, man, it's Mr. T's, man. Support Mr. T's if you're here.
Well, in
the-
Tracy, where we grew
Modesto.
up, is it Dunkin' Donuts?
That's a new one.
I refuse to eat there. I refuse to eat there.
The one that they built right in front of the moms and pops?
Yes.
Yeah, I won't stop there either.
Guys, we have a mom and pop's donut store that's been there for probably as long as I can remember.
Yeah, Mr. T's.
No, in Tracy.
Tracy.
Oh, okay.
And right in the parking lot,
In front.
right in front of
Yeah.
it, they put the Dunkin' Donuts. I refuse.
Yeah. In the parking lot that was a parking lot
I'm
for the
like-
longest time. They dug it out and built right in
Right
front.
in front.
Did you see all the protesting that went on about the Dunkin' Donuts right there on Standiford?
No.
When they put that one, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I
Across
know.
the way from Mr. T's.
No.
So Mr. T's has been around for decades.
Dude, it got
bro.
hit #1 donut in
Yeah,
the nation
that place
at one
is
point.
fire, bro. That's the
Yeah.
one that you
Guess
like.
where
Go buy
I'm going
donut right now.
After this.
I want to go buy a donut right now.
So, anyways, dude, yeah, man, they had a full-on protest, bro.
That's
Really?
some
Good
good
for that. I
idea.
wish I knew about
to
it.
shut it down, to shut down Dunkin'.
I would have said Jesus wants it shut down.
yes.
They're 24 hours
Well-
too, right?
Yeah, heck yeah.
I know
dude.
we're getting close to the time.
Oh, yeah,
but I
we're
did
done.
want to bring up this because I seen it last night.
Is it the
and-
Abram?
And no.
What is it?
Trump's settlement with YouTube. I could not stop
It's not
laughing.
just YouTube, though.
It's X and Meta as well, right?
Well, this is the one I seen though.
Oh, man, there's a
I
whole
could
list.
not stop laughing so hard. The end, I was like, "What's wrong?" I couldn't breathe.
Look up all the money he won.
Yeah,
You want it?
Trump.
yeah.
So Trump gets 22 million. That's going to go towards the National Mall.
24.5 million he won from YouTube.
Yeah, 2.5 is going to go to other plaintiffs.
Yeah.
So yeah.
22 million is earmarked for the Trust for the National Mall to support the White House new dining room hall. YouTube is paying for it.
Clap.
Thank you, YouTube.
Where's our
Oh,
claps?
man, where's the clap?
Where's our claps?
No, that's the. Is that it?
Yeah. Hey, you know what I just realized?
You
What?
got,
Where's Carl?
Oh yeah,
Where's
Carl
Carl?
ain't here today, dude.
I don't know.
Wait, shut it off. Shut the camera off. We can't do this.
Lisa.
So he got money from like all these different places.
What else did he win? How much money did he win on all the other platforms?
the other ones, X paid 10 million, and it doesn't say Meta.
There was like 6 places.
I saw the
Crazy
Meta.
millions.
That was so hilarious. I couldn't. Deanna was like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "Why are you?" I was like, "Deanna, hold on." I could not stop laughing. I thought that was the most hilarious thing, dude. This dude, Trump is. Dude, he's genius. He just does because you know what? Forever that will be known for the freedom of speech during that time that they were blocking him. That building will forever stand.
Yeah, because X blocked him, Facebook blocked him, YouTube, all of them. He won all of them.
All of them, every single platform. That's why
Awesome.
Elon bought Twitter.
Yeah.
Because nobody that was a Trumper was allowed to speak on any of those platforms. They didn't only shut down Trump, they shut down anybody who went against their agenda.
Yeah.
The ones who created and promoted all of these shootings and all of these blue-haired and purple-haired and rainbow-haired people. They promoted that and they shut it all down. That's why Elon went. It says that Meta agreed to pay $25 million. YouTube, like you said, paid
24.5, so 25
Where is it? 24.5.
24.5.
And 22 million will be used to support the construction of the White House State Ballroom.
Ain't that awesome, dude?
Yeah,
That's so
2.5.
He's clowning, man.
Another 2.5 will go to another plaintiff in a lawsuit, including American Conservative Union Andrew Baganahi, or however you say it, Austin Fletcher, and some other people. And then down here it says Trump's lawsuit alleged that YouTube prevented him from exercising his constitutional right of free speech by banning him indefinitely from the platform. And so now he came, X agreed to pay out in February. X agreed to pay about $10 million to settle a lawsuit brought by Trump, the Wall Street Journal reported. I don't know what that is, but that's what this article says. And this is the ABC News, so they're not going to give you a lot of truth.
Yeah.
But
Trump should be allowed to have the first dance in that ballroom.
oh my goodness, dude. It should be him and Melania. Just right there, just gigging.
That would be awesome.
Like this.
Live on YouTube, live on X.
Dun, dun, dun.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes.
Young man.
You go, Trump.
That was hilarious.
You
dude.
know what?
Trolling,
At the conference,
Yeah.
Pastor Steve, he said, who would have thought that a man like Donald Trump of all men would be doing what he is doing for the church.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's so true. Again, I've said this before, and we've all agreed. Our whole lives we've known who Donald Trump is, and never once would I have ever expected for him to be the one.
Stuff he said when he was in his 30s matches what he says now.
He is saying the exact same. What do we always say?
He was on Oprah.
Be consistent in the walk. Be consistent in the walk, right? And that's what he's been doing. Mm-hmm. He's been consistent in the walk.
He didn't change.
No, not a bit.
You've seen the old interviews of him?
Yeah.
He hasn't flipped.
I think it was Oprah said you should be president. So he goes, oh no.
No. But if I was, this is what I would do.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
everything is happening.
Can we do 5 more minutes? We got time?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. We got finish.
You got 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll finish 2 topics here.
All right, go for it.
For all of those people, Candace Owens and all of those that, with the letter of Charlie Kirk, and that was released out yesterday, go and read it on X. I haven't, I've back and forth, of, Israel and dude, I started seeing podcasts of Erica being in on her husband's death.
Yeah. Or she's not mourning enough?
Yeah, look, it was alligator tears. Look, she wasn't really crying. She was just, and it was like, man, listen, dude, when Candace came out with that, and with the letter of what is 150 million dollars, whatever. I don't know, but it's posted on there. It's on X. It's 7 pages, I think. I don't know. Did you find it?
Right now, I'm looking at one of 2.
Okay, I think it's a total of 7 pages.
Yeah.
And part of the letter. And here's the thing about this being from Charlie. He was honest in the letter about what he felt, and he didn't hold back. But it wasn't anything crazy. But his major concern was Netanyahu. We need to put a strategy together. Because if this continues, you will lose support in the West in these next generations that are coming. Yeah, we need to do something.
It wasn't a threat; it was a concern.
Absolutely, and it wasn't. Oh, I hate you.
No.
However you feel about Netanyahu, and he wasn't defending Netanyahu. He was defending as a message of Israel in the West.
Yeah.
So check it out. It's on X. And anything you guys want to add to that?
Nah.
Okay. Our last thing is the Abraham Accords.
What is that? What are you talking about?
The Abraham Accords.
Yeah.
With Trump.
What about it? What happened? Did I miss something?
The press conference with him and Netanyahu, they're making a peace treaty between the possibility of a peace treaty between Israel and Palestine, Gaza, or Hamas. And so they did this whole thing, and Trump said if they agree to it, and Netanyahu said he actually said we will give back some land to Palestine. The other thing was, and we will withdraw our troops. We will have a peaceful transition, and a lot of the Arab nations were supporting it. From my understanding, when I was coming in, I don't know how long or early it was, Qatar's president was helping mediate that conversation. Yeah. And the leaders of Hamas said that we will sit down and go over this to look at the details. The 20 points, I think, is what Trump had on there. And so the possibility of this being signed would be really, really amazing. But Trump's also said that if they don't, the United States will fully support Israel in doing everything that they have to do to finish the job.
Oh wow, when did this happen?
Was it yesterday?
I don't know.
I
Yeah.
Was
believe
that
it
the
was
video
one
when they
day
had the
ago.
funny handshake? When the two gentlemen were shaking hands and Trump got both of their hands and a little smile on his face?
I don't know. I didn't see
I
that.
saw that one.
Trump always has crazy handshakes.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah.
Huh.
And so I'm saying because Trump, instead of saying Abraham, he kept on specifically saying Abraham.
Who, Trump?
It's Abraham. I want it's
Oh, really?
Abraham. And so he made it a big deal. And so it's the
That's funny.
Abraham Accords. Now Netanyahu said it correctly,
Yeah.
but the Abraham Accords, and it's allegedly all of these nations around are in full support of this.
Yeah.
And the next thing he said is, he says, I hope Iran jumps on board to come along with us in this process, which would be really interesting
If Iran would jump on board, that's weird.
to help support this as well.
Wow.
But it was funny if you listen to it, because he's talking about Iran, right? And then he goes, "Oh yeah, and we we had such a successful flight in there. We bombed them."
No, he didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it was hilarious. Did you guys get to see that at all yesterday?
No, I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, yesterday.
I'm no longer going to call Abraham, though. That's for sure.
Abraham.
Abraham.
Man, who was it? Somebody was saying that, kind of jumping subject, because you mentioned the Gaza and Hamas. Because Hamas was saying that Palestine belongs to them, that's ancient, it goes back. And the guy said, how many times is Palestine mentioned in the Quran?
Oh, the guy that sings.
Yeah, something like
He
that.
speaks like 30-some languages,
Yeah.
and he was, yeah.
And it's not mentioned once.
Yeah.
The person didn't know what, they get all mad.
Yeah.
I kill you. You know what I mean? Like, I kill you.
Oh, no, that's the puppet guy.
Yeah, Empty Tomb says, Abraham.
They
So-
also get upset when you mention Muhammad married a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Last shot, Muslims. I'm sorry.
He did, though. That was
Yeah.
for real.
Yeah, he did.
It's legit.
Yeah.
What are you going to get mad at? And he did it.
It's your Quran.
Yeah, he did it. So, all right, guys. That was Joseph's. That's all I got to say on that. What do you say?
And that's all I got to say about that Tino scene.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here with us. This is Let's Just Talk every single Tuesday. Please subscribe to the channel. If you like it, leave a comment, hit like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we're just guys talking about whatever is current in the church, in the world, in the news, in the nation. And he says married her at 6, consummated at 9. What a sick puppy.
Yeah.
So, but God bless you guys, and see you next week.
Shalom, Abraham.